So in GT7, Interlagos has to be one of my favorite tracks. It's fast, has lots of places where you can overtake, and when it's featured in the sprint race that race B usually is, you know it's gonna be chaos at times. So this race is no different. I'm starting in 5th, but with the chaos in the first lap that's about to unfold, I could easily be last or first by the end of lap 1. So let's see what happens. As per usual, it's a rolling start and most of the cars around me are Alpha 155s. I am driving the WRX and we know that in daily races there is usually 1 or 2 cars that are the best option. This race is no different. So we're about to attack the Senna S's and the gaps between the cars are not too big. As we make our way into the Senna S's, we actually see someone already going wide and in the rejoin bumping into P1. It looks like they're prepared to fight tooth and nail here. I don't know how much racecraft is involved, but going 4 wide is usually not the best idea if you want to survive the race. And then P4 rams P3, who in his turn touches P2. Everybody is all over the place. And we dive down the inside for a triple overtake. Suddenly we are in P2. And we are not even halfway into the first lap. This is epic stuff. So we survived all of that mayhem and we're even close to P1 here. Halfway into lap 2, we've managed to get the gap down to around half a second. Keeping the pressure on and maybe P1 will even make a mistake. And after a slight moment of oversteer, he goes wide, off the track and into the shadow realm. You hate to see it, but RIP in peace, Dr. Jones. And all of a sudden we are in the lead and hopefully we won't make the same mistake. Approaching a crucial part of Interlagos, the final turn heading into the main straight, which is all flat out. If you mess up this corner, you're open for an overtake or a dive bomb into turn 1. So the better the exit, the more speed you will carry onto this straight. We're actually having a good run here, so no imminent danger yet. Gap at around 1.2 seconds. Starting a new lap, the Senna S's at the beginning of the lap are equally important. Starting lap 3, we're pretty stable through the Senna S's. Somewhat cautious, but we make our way through. Now into lap 4, the gap has remained at around 1.5 seconds. The pace is still good and we are actually going purple just before the final turn. But we also see P2 is not sitting behind like a grandma and still believes in a win. And rightly so, because the gap is starting to come down, albeit with small margins. But there are still a couple of laps to go, so we need to be prepared to defend this potential victory. Jumping into the approach of the final turn, P2 has really closed the gap now and is on the hunt like a jet fighter locking into its target. We also get a bad run out of the final corner, so it's time to defend the inside line here. By staying close to the left side of the track, there's absolutely no room for him to go for an inside line here, so he has to go the long way around if he wants to place an overtake. As you can see, there's no space for him. He goes back to the racing line and we follow him to open up the Senna S's. He's actually trying to all switcheroo us into the Senna S's, but we park it at the apex, so we defend this attack for now. But at the same time, we're also vulnerable for this next part. So again, we go to the left and swing back to the racing line to open up turn 3. Hit our brake marker, again park it at the apex, and he actually touches us for a moment there, but nothing too serious. Just hard racing between the two of us. Still going at it. Again choosing a defensive line into the next corners. Still going side by side. I have the inside line here, so there's probably no room for him. Yes, he backs out. I need to park it at every apex now and close off every inch of the track. And if we manage that, victory is ours. I wasn't expecting this dive bomb though, and although from far away, he completely took me by surprise. In my effort to stay side by side, I actually get half a second penalty, so even if I overtake him back again, the victory has gone up in smoke. It was hard racing, but certainly not dirty or anything like that. So a congratulations for the Swiss driver is in order. And after that lap 1 chaos with the triple overtake and being in the lead for most of the race, yeah, this last lap overtake by him was fair and square. He won fair and square. It leaves us with a somewhat bittersweet P2, but also with a good feeling that it was a really enjoyable race. And if you would like to see more of these spectacular races, check out this playlist.